you might not be able to comment on this too much, but I saw the World of Warcraft, or the Warcraft movie last week, and I'd never seen it before, but I'd heard about it. I heard it was
Okay.
pretty garbage. And I gotta say, I don't know if it was the worst movie I've ever seen.
It was
It
a
wasn't great,
movie.
but
That
it
that's
was a movie.
It was certainly one of the movies of all time.
Have either of you seen it?
I have.
No, I don't think I have.
I saw it. I don't know if I saw it in theaters or I streamed it when it came out, but I definitely saw it. And I don't remember it because it was a movie. And that's about what it was Karazhan? What's his face? Medivh?
Yeah.
It was about Medivh or something
Yeah,
like that?
Karazhan, Medivh. Yep. It was basically the events of Warcraft 1. That's
Okay.
basically what it was.
All right. Well, okay. So in context of accuracy to the game lore, how was it? I mean, you're a pretty big Warcraft fan. You ran a guild or whatever.
There were, I mean, there's no history test, but there,
How
it was
disappointing.
fairly accurate. There were some things that were changed, some things happened a little differently and with slightly different timing, but it wasn't
It was close
it
enough.
wasn't offensive. It was close enough.
Okay. It wasn't Borderlands 2024.
No, it was not Borderlands 2024. With Kevin Hart as Roland.
Listen, I love Kevin Hart. I do. But that was not the role for Kevin Hart. That was not a Kevin Hart role.
I knew that movie was gonna be less than stellar when I saw that they cast him as Roland. I was like, that's not that character at all.
They have no idea what they're doing.
They were going for comedic value. Like, I love Kevin Hart as a comedic actor. I'd like to see him get into more serious like action stuff. This ain't the one. This ain't the role for anyone who knows that character. And also, I mean, they just wrote him more comedy than he should have been.
Yeah.
Just for anyone wondering, I am a huge Borderlands nerd. I'm a huge Borderlands fan. Randy Pitchford, one of the big name on like the guy, Gearbox Studios head. Borderlands was always like one of his babies. He was on set for this movie most of the time. He signed off on this shit. What was he thinking? Because if you're a Borderlands fan and you know anything about any of the characters, none of this works. None of this makes any sense, with exception of one thing. Krieg. Absolutely perfect. No notes.
No notes. Hold on to that anger. Welcome, everybody, to today's theme podcast. If you're new here, please help us out and want to subscribe down below. I am your host, Mara. As always, joining me is Asher Dales
Ew.
and Lostronaut.
Hello.
And the reason I wanted you to hold on to that anger is because that is today's theme. The grinding of gears. Clearly, the Borderlands movie has left you with, I would say, more than a sour taste in your mouth.
A couple teeth
It was
missing.
terrible.
I have no attachment to Borderlands, but I just saw how many people are upset at the Borderlands movie.
Ah, yes. Annoyed by proxy.
Well, I get it. I can see how you're annoyed because like everyone, like all the reviews and things are like you said, only Krieg was accurate to the.
None of the characters were true to any of the characters.
The thing
Like,
that's crazy to me is if you have Claptrap and you have Krieg, why do you need more comedic relief?
Krieg is not really a comedy character. I mean, he's funny, but he is not a comedy character. Now, Jack Black, I will admit, Jack Black as Claptrap, I felt like I like Jack Black, and they didn't give him a lot to work with. Honestly, I think a lot of the problem with this movie was the writing. Like, yeah, he's kind of in everything now, and it's getting a little thick. It's
So-
getting a little tiring. But like him playing a character who can be and is intentionally annoying for fun and for jokes. Yeah, that wasn't terrible. They wrote it poorly though.
Didn't they just give him just the worst lines imaginable and just went, "Hey, say these things."
They also tied everything together in the most just the dumbest way. I don't want to give away spoilers, but at the same point, no one's gonna watch.
No one's
this
gonna
movie.
watch it.
No,
That
no,
was the
don't
other.
do
Well,
it.
that's part of the problem. Is who is that movie for? It's not for Borderlands fans. Anyone who actually has played through any of the games knows anything about the story and gives any sort of shit. It's certainly not for them. And anyone who gets into the games because of this movie are going to go, wait a minute, wait, what? No, this is
How did I
huh?
watch?
Wait, so well then that's not how. Who is the what? It would be confusing. Like.
I would say that even though Asher has no attachment to the Borderlands series, there's one thing that he understands. It's frustration and feelings of disgruntlement towards a franchise when they've converted into a movie.
Randy Pitchford should be shot out of a cannon into the sun
I can't
in
even
front of his family.
I can't even pinpoint like a franchise right now because I'm so annoyed that they've ruined it with the movie, or a TV series. Oh, I know, Cowboy Bebop. I hate Netflix for releasing that giant turd of a adaptation.
Oh, I never even watched it. Is
I'm-
it that
yeah, that-
bad?
It's
Yeah, that's kind of the problem I
awful.
had. Is I'm a big enough Cowboy Bebop fan that I immediately heard negative things. Like, I'll wait. Like, I will probably watch it eventually. I still haven't.
So whoever the cinematographer was saw Thor 2 and went, "That's a good angle to shoot in." Just Dutch angle all the time. That was
I think
that
maybe
was-
it's just been a budgetary thing, and they didn't have any good tripods.
the tripod was broke, as they said in the pitch meeting thing. The tripod was broken.
Yeah. Well, what about these moving shots? Yeah, the dolly was all messed up too. No, we couldn't get it to lay straight no matter what we tried. It was always slanted to the left or the right or one
Now,
way
how
or the
many
other.
episodes? How many episodes was the Netflix series?
I don't know because I didn't make it past 2.
Wow.
It was awful.
Effectively too.
It was just
It was that bad?
It was awful. So as for Jet, the entire time they had to make him, because he was portrayed by a black actor, for some reason they gave him a family in the live action series. Don't know why.
Oh yeah.
The
Okay.
whole point of his character in the anime is he was so singularly focused on his job that he let the rest of his relationships in his life die.
Yeah, that was the whole point of like part of the backstory to his nickname being the Black Dog, because like once he was on a trail, he just wouldn't give up.
Yeah. But so they gave him a family for some reason. And for 2 episodes, the 2 episodes that I watched, the entire time he was on screen, he had to make sure the audience knew that he would be there for his daughter, that he would not be an absentee father. A little on the
Crazy.
nose there. Having the black character poignantly saying to camera that he's not going to be an absentee father.
Why give him a family then?
The only
Okay.
good portrayal was Spike. Was John Cho as Spike? He like actually understood the character and was like, "I'm gonna try and like play Spike." Danielle Pineda was awful as Faye. For whatever
Really?
reason, they were like, they didn't want to make her the femme fatale. They had to make her like raging feminist fatale.
Oh.
She was just a crass, like, rude, foul-mouthed, like ultra mouthy C unit.
I mean, she was occasionally like that in the show too, like in general.
But there was always like a purpose.
No, but that was the thing. She was specifically like she was directed chaos. She was a man eater to her own gain. That was part of her character.
And to her own downfall.
She was kind of cutthroat. Yeah. But yeah, that was the whole thing.
Yeah. And it was just not like only John Cho portrayed the his character well. Vincent was awful.
In the 2 episodes that you saw, did you see Vicious at all?
Yeah, you see Vicious. Imagine what a 12-year-old emo would think would be a cool villain.
Okay.
That's how they portrayed Vicious. He was a whiny, like, man-child with with some sort of anger issue. And Julia was there for some reason. Don't know why.
Wait, Julia was alive?
Julia was alive. You see her from episode at the very end of episode, I think very end, but you see her in episode 1. Like, she has a role.
Alive.
She has a role in episode 1. It's not like a flashback. It's not like hinted at her character.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
Like, awful. Absolutely awful. It was one of the worst adaptations I've ever seen because they did not understand what Cowboy Bebop is.
Would you say it was worse than Ghost in the Shell?
Yes. Because I actually watched all of the Ghost in the Shell movie.
Yeah, I remember. I was there.
Yeah,
Sorry.
You and I went to go see it in the theater.
We watched one of the. It was like the. I don't think it was it wasn't premiere night, but it was definitely opening weekend.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't good.
Yeah, my thing. I think my take on it was if they had slapped any other sci-fi IP, like if they had come up with an original sci-fi IP, tweaked 1 or 2 more things because there wasn't a lot else there that made a whole lot of sense. And just didn't call it Ghost in the Shell, it would have been an absolute fun ride. It was a really cool, well shot, like CGI'd and everything, like just action movie. It was fun. The problem was they took different elements of the Ghost in the Shell movie, like the took different elements of the stories and different scenes from the comic and the anime, and just kind of shoehorned it all together. So as, again, a fan who's seen like a bunch of the movies and like, I think the 2 or the 3 like main series, and then there are these like spin-offs, like sort of redo series and like, you know, the original movies and all that. It was just kind of weird. It was like watching a collage.
Yeah.
Like a Clips movie. You ever hit that like 4th season, 5th season of the show, you get that eventual Clips episode? It kind of felt like that.
Yeah, it kind of has to do the recap episode.
Yeah, hey guys, remember this? This was cool when they did it in the movie, right? Hey, this was cool in the comics. Hey, remember this scene? They added characters in and did nothing with them.
Oh, I love that. I love when they do that.
So they just oh yeah, so here's the Major, here's Bato, and these guys too, I guess. And like all of those characters are so interesting on their own. They have backstories. They have specialties. These guys are an elite combat unit. They have specific like, hacking and like weapons specializations. It's nuts. And they did nothing with them.
I remember being very upset because I watched that movie. I remember being very upset that they did practically nothing with Togusa.
He's one of the most badass. He's got the least modifications, and he still holds his own with full combat cyborgs. They did that man dirty.
They really did. They did that man dirty. He's one of my favorite characters in the anime, and they did him dirty. I, mm. I hate forced nostalgia. What I also hate is when they go back to nostalgia, but then try to make it better.
Ugh.
Case in point, Beauty and the Beast, the live action remake with Emma Watson. They added like a half an hour to the runtime
For no reason.
for no reason. And it was like, what more did you need to add to this movie?
You know how
Nothing.
valuable that watch time is.
Oh, they had to make what's his face gay. That's the reason why.
Gaston?
No, his
No,
little
LeFou.
crony. Yeah, yeah, that guy,
Oh.
LeFou.
Which, I mean, let's be honest, LeFou was really obsessed with Gaston.
Yeah,
So it
he has a
doesn't
whole
come
song
as a
about
surprise.
it.
He's got a whole song about it, so like that doesn't come as a surprise. But like, they added a song for the Beast, and then they added like another magical item that the Beast had that like transported you in time, and I was like, what is this? Why did you're forcing this nostalgia, and then you're trying to improve upon this classic tale? Why? Why do you do this? I swear, if they ever remake The Princess Bride, I'm rioting. I'm rioting.
It doesn't need to be remade.
No.
It's perfect as it
No.
is.
Can't be remade. It can't be remade. Like, there's no way you're going to be able to recapture the magic that the cast, the cast
there was a
brings
charisma to that
movie.
cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a connection there. Chemistry.
There was a certain amount, like, you can't have somebody other than Andre the Giant play, was it Fezzik? No. Yeah, was it
Fezzik.
Fezzik? Like, who are you going to get, the Big Show or something? Like, no, it's not going to be the same.
I mean, you could get
That
the Big Show.
that feels like a made-for-TV movie adaptation attempt using Big Show.
It would work more as a WWE storyline.
I hate that you're right.
Somebody should write that for the WWE and then pay me money.
You've got it, WWE. You bastards.
As far as like
saying, oh yeah, go ahead.
like adaptations go wise, like I could not stand the Lara Croft Tomb Raider, like the new Tomb Raider, Alicia Vikander.
There's a new Tomb Raider.
I didn't even know there was a new Tomb Raider.
It's basically redoing the what you call it, the
Angelina Jolie movies.
the reboot of the game series.
Okay, so like the new
Oh.
Tomb Raider games, like the
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Like
The kind of grittier.
yeah, so they're trying to do that, but like they
Is
failed on.
is it just a pain fetish, like the games are?
No, like, cause like, and it go like, it does the thing like where Uncharted does it, where Uncharted 1, where they just kind of went, and now they're supernatural. Why? But it was
Like
just
the
so.
things in her movie, or like the what ends up being supernatural.
The like some death curse or something like that. I forget. I hated that movie. And I watched it in theaters. They wasted Wally Goggins as the villain. Wasted him. He did nothing. There was no reason for him to be there. Like he wasn't like actually a villain in like any sort of way. He was just in the movie.
Just there,
He was
hanging out.
just there. And Alicia Vikander, like Lara Croft, doesn't do anything in the movie either. everyone does everything else around her while she's
Well, they
like
can't do it-
unconscious.
They can't make it too thrilling. They got 3 more movies to make. They gotta stretch it out a little. Writers are expensive.
In all fairness, she spends a lot of time in those games unconscious as well.
Yeah, it's true.
Couldn't stand that movie. I hate adaptations. Stop doing them. 'Cause you never do it right because you can't transfer the mediums.
Hold on. The D&D movie was pretty good.
Yeah, the D&D movie was pretty good.
The D&D movie is pretty decent.
I think
There's
it's
little
because
campy parts.
I think it's because they really were able to capture a D&D campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they were too. Like you could get a sense of everybody's classes as you watch that movie.
Yeah, and you could definitely
I
get
actually haven't watched it yet.
it's pretty good. And like you get a sense that like it would be a campaign that any of us would have played in.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Like you can see yourself sitting around a table and like doing that campaign.
Yeah.
Getting away from media. You know what else drives me absolutely crazy? And I don't know who decided this, but I feel like they need to be drawn, quartered, tarred, and feathered. I don't care. Something needs to happen to these bastards. Whoever decided that at gas pumps, once you've paid and start pumping gas, they cut out the music and just start blasting ads at you. Oh,
That's just capitalism.
Yep.
oh, it drives me insane. But like a couple years ago, it wasn't like that.
No, but the thing is, once you had screens on gas station, on pumps, and they know you're a captive audience,
Yeah,
what do you think they're going to start doing?
for as long as they've had like the TVs, like the monitor screens on the gas pumps, I've just remembered advertisements. If they were only for like the gas station that you were at, because that was like the first ones of it was like if you were at a Wawa, you get a bunch of Wawa ads, or if you were at a Sunoco,
Yeah.
it was about like the Sunoco rewards.
And like
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with ads being on those screens. What I have a problem with is once I start pumping my gas, whatever's on the screen instantly cuts and it starts this whole separate reel because it knows I can't walk away from the pump. So like it knows it has me there and like it's just forcing me to watch. It's like I'm already paying you for the gas. And now you've sold my time to these goddamn corporations? Oh,
Yeah,
it makes
here's
me
the
mad.
thing. You have eyes, right? You have eyes and you have money, right?
I mean,
Give me your
yeah.
money.
I don't have money after paying it, spending it on gas.
That's basically what it is to exist in anywhere in this world at this point. It's just you're going to get aggressively advertised to.
It's insane. It drives me so crazy. Because it feels like I'm being trapped. Like I put my hand on the lever, and then it's just like ad, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't leave.
Money.
Aggravating.
Aggressive advertisement.
Speaking of cars, let's stick with cars. You know what grinds my gears? And this is apropos.
Missing a shift.
Apropos is people not understanding the reason behind innovations in cars, like the CVT transmission, where it's basically 2 flywheels that where it can modify the diameter of the flywheel through series of cones, so you don't need to shift ever. But people were so dumb. So it's basically two sets of cones pointing at each other and a belt in between them. So as the cones go further in and further away from each other, the diameter of the turn increases and decreases, which is how you change your wheel speed. So
See, I think that's fascinating, but I know a lot of people would just look at you and go, that sentence had too many syllables.
Yeah.
Apologize.
So it's really
It's
what
me, on people.
very simply, it's to take shifting out of the transmission.
Yeah.
So it's going to operate. It would operate like a electric vehicle where it's just you put your foot down and it goes forward and accelerates. That's the whole point of the CVT transmission.
Yeah.
So they started putting them in cars, and then people were idiots, and on both sides of the sale, because the salesman didn't tell them about CVT, and the customer didn't ask the salesman about CVT, why it didn't feel like it was shifting. So everybody who was looking at buying a CVT vehicle thought it was broken
Interesting.
because it never shifted.
Okay. I have a question. Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Because I was gonna say, wait, so how does that make sense? Because like I drive an automatic car and like I mean, I don't shift that car, but like I can tell it's shifting.
Yeah.
Like these people couldn't even tell that the car was shifting.
Yeah, because it doesn't have gears.
I see.
So it doesn't have gears. So
But you're reaching the same speed, so like clearly it's working as intended.
yeah, but like people are so used to having a transmission shift gears.
Yeah. It's just a smooth on and a smooth off, or at least it's typically supposed to be.
People thought it was broken. Their car was broken.
I see.
And, so they had to program in shift points into the CVT, which ruined the reason why CVTs exists. And I'm pretty sure that's why CVTs have so many problems is because they have artificial shift points in.
They weren't
Because
meant
they're
to
not,
shift.
they weren't meant to have shift points.
Probably adding excess wear at those points.
So dumb people ruined the benefit of having the thing.
That's amazing. I love that.
It's why people also. It's why. Well, it's why the handbrake still exists in automatic vehicles. You don't need a handbrake. It does absolutely
Really?
nothing. It does absolutely nothing for an automatic vehicle, because the way that when you put the vehicle in park, it locks the transmission to the transmission case. So like a pin juts out and sticks itself into the transmission case, so the transmission can't spin. So it just
Oh, I see. Okay. So like if you're
That's
parked
why
on
you
the
don't want to
hill,
put it.
there's no
That's
point
why you don't
putting
want
on
to
the
slam it
e-brake.
in park while you're doing 70.
yeah. Yeah, so like it's why you can just put it in park and you don't need the handbrake on a hill, because it locks the transmission in place.
I don't know. Like I'm aware of that, but at the same point, like my understanding was, at least especially for particularly hilly areas, that extra brake was really
nothing.
kind of more of an insurance policy.
Does nothing.
'Cause it locks up the back brakes.
It does
I have a
nothing. Because
question. What?
if the car was going to roll downhill with the transmission being locked to the case, those two tiny discs in the back, because it's only in the rear, aren't going to hold the car.
So if that pin that goes into the transmission that locks it breaks, that car's rolling regardless.
Maybe, because if that pin breaks, the rest of the gears are broken in there. It's a pretty robust
see.
pin.
I see.
It's not like a little like teeny tiny pin. It's not.
No, but it is a point of failure, and that was just my understanding of it. Is
Yeah.
that it was more of an insurance policy.
It was the rationalization of people who didn't understand.
Well, then how else would you do handbrake turns?
As
wouldn't.
as much as I feel blessed with that knowledge, whenever I get a car again, I will still throw the handbrake on.
Yeah, I still throw the handbrake on all the time. But yeah, that was a carryover from manuals when you had to have put it in, have the handbrake.
Yes, I drive a manual, so I have to have a handbrake.
Yeah, but it was a carryover from manuals to automatics, and people freaked out that they didn't have a handbrake. They thought that they would just roll away down the hill if they didn't have our handbrake.
I mean, it'll do
Oh,
that if you
jeez.
leave it neutral.
Here's another thing that grinds my gears. Products, excuse me, products that are specifically branded for men that don't need to be branded as such. I will give
In
examples.
both ways.
But honestly, yes,
Yeah.
in both
Mhm.
ways. Like, um, bounce dryer sheets for men. What is this? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
What do the
I don't know.
male version of dryer sheets smell like exactly?
They smell like bounce dryer sheets, but they come in a camo box.
You can call them dude wipes all you want. They're still baby wipes.
They're still like.
I
Honestly, I read something somewhere where it said that a lot of men don't wipe their own ass. You know what? If a dude wipe gets dudes to wipe their ass, I'm down for it. But it is unnecessary. It shouldn't be unnecessary.
I'm not arguing for or against it. I'm just calling it what it is. It's a baby wipe. That's
It's a
fine.
baby wipe,
But
yeah.
that's what it is.
the tactical baby bag.
Tactical baby bag. I've seen fabric softener for men. Come on, man.
I wish that's something that grinds my gears. Is I wish that they would get rid of fabric softeners because you don't need it. It's completely
That is also
unnecessary.
true.
It's unnecessary.
And it damages your machine.
Yep.
By the way, fun little fact for everybody. Do you know if you use like more than like half a cup of detergent, you're not doing anything but damaging your washing machine?
Yeah.
It's all a scam. It's all a scam to get you to use more detergent.
I just use the pods.
Do you eat them?
Yes, they're delicious.
Mara, have you licked them?
Are you asking me if I've licked a Tide Pod?
Yes.
We
I
both
plead
know
the
answer to that, yes.
I'm so happy that the Bic for Her failed miserably.
Oh.
It was just a pink Bic pen. And they had
Oh,
this
yeah, I
whole like
forgot about-
branding marketing thing for Bic for Her, but it was
I have a
Wasn't it
just
also
question.
supposed to be like a breast cancer awareness thing, which I never,
No,
also
so
never
they
understood.
have-
We've been aware for many years.
they have a BCA pen line, so everyone does like a
Okay.
breast cancer awareness like pen thing, but this was specifically just like a pens for her line from Bic.
Okay.
Now,
What color
was-
was the
was
ink?
the
Was
ink
the ink
pink?
also pink?
Nope, it was
Yeah.
just a regular Bic pen, but they put like a
That's stupid.
pink cap on it and went, it's for
It's so dumb.
for her.
Were they 4 times as expensive as that sort of stuff normally is? When you can just go
Probably.
buy a pack of
Probably.
pens, like an 11 pack of pens, and you will get a pink pen in there, and for like $5,
Yeah, probably.
probably cheaper. The dollar store will sell you those all day,
Also,
and probably packs of them.
let me tell you that I really hate the Susan G. Komen Foundation. Absolutely hate the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
You might need to explain that because I think people are just going to look and go, "You hate charities or breasts."
So here's the thing: they don't actually help people with breast cancer.
It's like a marketing thing, right?
Yeah, their whole thing is about the awareness of breast cancer. So all of the money that they take in doesn't actually go to like breast cancer research or helping patients who have breast cancer or going through treatment.
Yeah, they sell the licensing to places, right?
Yeah.
Like basically companies can buy the endorsement to put on their packaging.
Yeah, so that's the whole
Oh,
thing.
that's
It's like
disgusting.
that's
That's disgusting.
that's the
capitalism.
issue. Yep, that's an issue with another foundation called Autism Speaks.
I was just gonna say, yeah, it sounded like Autism
Oh,
Speaks. I've heard
yeah.
about them.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's the
that's
same
another
thing.
one.
It's they're about the awareness of autism, but they don't give any money to help families who have family members with autism or into autism research. I hate the charities that like it's just for it's for awareness. Well, then you're not doing anything.
It's kind of like It's kind of like those, anti-smoking ads.
Oh yeah.
Is anybody seriously not aware that smoking will kill you?
What was it? It was like the truth ads didn't actually.
They backfired, didn't they?
Yeah, there was something with the truth ads where like they were like actually actively funded by tobacco or something like that.
Yeah, they are. They're funded by tobacco companies.
And like there what's the conspiracy theory is that they make those ads so terrible that it makes people want to smoke because it looks cool.
Yeah, it's basically weaponized cringe.
And if you'll notice, a lot of them now are targeting vaping because tobacco companies hate vaping companies.
Yep.
That cuts into their profits. They're going for the same market.
Yep. It's crazy.
And yet, I guarantee you, the minute if like certain substances ever go legal in this country, they will be selling those in the cartons.
Philip J. Morris and Reynolds or whatever, they all are like ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah. They probably have design mock-ups for the packs.
Mock-ups. They've probably got warehouses full of the packs pre-printed and just waiting. Those are good for a while. You keep them dry and stored properly, you're good for a bit. You don't put the adhesive onto the boxes until the actual assembly process.
I personally believe that honeydew should be eradicated from the face of the earth.
Honeydew? The melon?
I hate honeydew.
The melon?
Yeah, the melon.
Shut your whore
mouth. Anytime there's a platter of cantaloupe, which cantaloupe is delicious, refreshing, fruity, flavorful. I love cantaloupe. Its stupid cousin honeydew needs to show up. Nobody asked for you, honeydew. Nobody has ever asked for you.
I like honeydew.
Nobody will. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
You like cantaloupe.
I do like cantaloupe, and I like honeydew.
But if you saw cantaloupe, would you be upset if there was no honeydew? Of course not.
It's same thing other way around. If there was just honeydew, I wouldn't be upset if there wasn't no cantaloupe.
If I saw just honeydew, I would flip that table. That's insanity to me. How dare you give me this bitter melon? It's out of my face.
To transition to brain rot, I cannot stand content thieves.
Yeah.
Define content thieving.
Reaction videos that they're not actually reacting or adding anything to, for instance.
Yeah, like Sniper Wolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Where their entire channel is built off of just like watching TikToks.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like doing no reaction.
Yeah.
I don't mind if like they're like watching
no
something
reaction,
and then
no credit.
And then they react to it and like they have like input on it.
Mm-hmm. Specifically, no reaction, no credit, no listing of where to see the video. In some cases, they actively covering up the original TikTok name, things like that.
Another trend that I've been seeing on YouTube Shorts is that they'll take, because like it was already like bad enough with like the top half being the original video and the bottom half being the like a visual ASMR like thing.
You mean like our shorts?
Well, but that's our content.
Oh, okay, yeah. I see. That's fair.
But like
that is different
because it's like when it's like the original video and then the random visual ASMR at the bottom. It's usually stolen content.
Oh, you mean the whole 16:9 portion video scaled down so the whole thing is in the top and then whatever meme or whatever thrown in the bottom?
I hate that. There's a new trend with that where they split it vertically now. To get around the
and they do like a transparency filter on like the divide. Like they kind of like make it transparent. Yeah, I've seen that.
It's awful.
And typically there's just zoomed in on one spot or another.
and I hate it because
Yeah.
it's so obviously stolen content. And
There's
the
something
whole-
similar to that going on too.
and it's crazy with how many like comments and how much engagement those clips get. And I'm like, no matter how many times I say do not show me more content like this, it's just like it just keeps coming up.
There are whole shorts like content farms where I'm not even kidding. It's the same video of the person reacting to all these videos, and if you scroll through them, if you go to the channel and scroll through, the top video doesn't change. It's identical in every one because it's the same footage and they don't change it very often. But it'll be like hundreds of just this one particular like bit of footage up top. And they never talk and they barely react, so they can just keep reusing this footage on every other piece of stolen content.
The other one that it really grinds my gears is like when they have like the reaction face in the tiny bottom left-hand corner. So it looks like the original video, but it's like some dude's some dude's face that's like 4 pixels tall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've seen that before.
And all they're doing
again, not talking, not doing anything, just nodding, making faces,
nodding and
pointing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the nodding and pointing. Whenever I see a video like that, I'm like, get the fuck, get out of my face. Like you're just gonna stand there silently and point up and nod at me. No, stop. Do something.
Stop thieving. Oh, and then the amount of people who are like, why would they do that? Like in the comments, they're like, why would they do this? It's like, because it's stolen content. It's straight up stolen content. Stop watching them.
No. Them standing there pointing and nodding makes it transformative.
Sure.
It really adds to it. The whole experience, you know.
Meanwhile, history teachers can't react to like history videos without getting claimed. What else? Yeah.
I can't stand channels where their only existence is you find this a lot on TikTok. It'll be a channel and they'll upload the same video like 150, 200 times. And it's the only video they have. And it's just multiple iterations of that. And they end up having like massive amounts of followers.
They're just flooding it with the hopes that the algorithm gets enough of the videos in front of enough of people that they will watch it and like it, and then they just the one video just keeps showing in their feed.
Yeah, pretty much. I've seen so many accounts that are like that. I mean, there has to be something more to it. I'm not exactly sure what the end game is there, but I've seen way too many accounts for it to just be like a coinky dink. It's very strange. They also always have like this like weird pop-up that shows up too. It's so weird. Next time I see one, I'll have to screen cap it or something.
Yeah. Wait, is TikTok still accessible? I thought that got banned.
Oh no, he only got banned for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was a stunt. Yeah, it was a total stunt.
Sticking with videos, and transitioning to something that I have been taking part of recently with PC building is I cannot stand the people who use electric screwdrivers on PC builds. Can't stand them. Because it never seems like they're using like torque drivers. They just go until they stop, and then they just keep hammering away at the screw.
Now, are you talking about like regular ones or like the specific like small electronics?
Like some of them are the small electronic ones, and some of them are like beefy boy electric screwdrivers, almost drills.
Yeah, because like the little like small electronic ones like that. Yeah, I get that, and like those don't have enough torque that you're gonna strip most things out anyway.
But
But
the
like the ones with the clutches, it's like, yeah, maybe find something.
the
lighter,
point that
my guy.
really gets me is when they use the electric screwdriver on the CPU cooler.
Oh no, no. That's not.
No.
And they just
No.
crank down on that first screw.
No.
No. You are.
That's hand
What are
tighten.
you doing?
Hand
Why are
tighten.
you doing? Why are you doing? What did I do to you? What did I do to you?
You get it tight with your hand, and then you go half a turn more. That's it.
Well, you can use a screw like a regular screwdriver, but you do it a little bit you do star pattern in a little bit at a time, so it puts down
Yeah.
even pressure on it. And like there's these channels that like use the electric screwdriver and just crank down on that first one, and like they present themselves as like professional builders. It's like, what are you doing?
My dude, all of your thermal compound has squeezed out like a gooey fucking grilled cheese that you picked up and just held sideways.
Like a bad s'more.
Yes.
Or an Amish girl's
Ew.
vagina.
What?
That was a sentence.
What?
What? That's not what I said.
I don't think they come with those.
No, that's Mormons.
Amish girls or vaginas?
Yes.
Oh, in the same vein as videos. Something
I
really
want to see
grinds
this
my
pivot.
gears.
I'm fascinated.
I sometimes I get a lot of cooking content, right? And sometimes it's barbecue and like smoker creators, right?
Okay.
I swear to God, to anybody that might be listening that makes smoked meat content, I promise you they're not going to throw you in jail if you don't say low and slow. We all know that it's going low and slow. Nobody does it high and fast. That's
Well,
not
I mean,
smoking.
It
That's
really
not
depends on what
smoking.
it really depends on what you're infusing into that barbecue sauce. But the high might come later.
Just watch out.
Not trying to
Mara will lick it.
Like, absolutely. But the amount of times, and like some of them get like really creative with it. Like, there's one guy who like, because he has to say it, they're all contractually fucking obligated to say it. But like, he'll be like, and then we're gonna put it into the smoker for 10 hours, low and slow.
Do they always have
It's
to
annoying.
whisper it so sensually?
That's how he does it.
I know. Why?
It's infuriating. It's infuriating. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna stick it in the smoker for X amount of hours. You are able to say that sentence without saying low and slow after it. Oh God. It's such a stupid thing, but it drives me crazy. Oh, I'm actually upsetting myself about it.
I'm just trying to think of other things that are really grind my gears.
Bad audio mixing.
Oh, I mean,
When you make clips and you're putting a music over top of it and you have dialogue. Oh my God.
I love commenting on those. I could almost hear the dialogue over the music.
Straight to jail. Straight to jail.
Your audio mixing is crap. I could almost hear the dialogue. Cut that crap out. Like they've never heard of a slider, but a slider.
I don't understand. Like, what were you listening to this on where like it sounded good to you? What were you listening to this on where you could hear both the music and whatever dialogue you have going on?
20-year-old PC speakers from the Goodwill.
They make headsets?
No.
Oh, here's something that
Not
really
like that, they don't.
grinds my gears. Is people spending like people trying to convince me that like $180 mechanical keyboard is worth buying.
I feel like that sort of thing is a very personal thing, and if you have the money to blow on it, and you really need the key feel and all that, and
It's
you
not
think
the
that's
people
gonna
who are
be
like,
okay, whatever.
it's not the people who are enthusiastic about like mechanical keyboards and like DIY
Okay.
and keyboard building. Those people are
Alright.
fine. It's the people
Alright.
who don't have the money for a $180 keyboard who are trying to convince me to buy a $180 keyboard.
Or why?
And if I don't buy a $180 keyboard, I'm one of the poors.
Oh, so this is a Razer thing.
It's like, no, I don't like how it sounds. I don't like how it looks. I'm not spending $180 on a keyboard when I spent $19 on my Brown Switch mechanical keyboard.
Mara doesn't like how it tastes.
That's another thing. Is like buying $180 keyboard is like buying really fancy shoes. Like the keyboard is the one part of the computer where I know it's going to get messed up. I'm going to drop crumbs in it, like skin particles are going to get in there. Keyboards get grimy. They get gritty, nasty. Like why?
Yeah,
It's like
you
buying
take the
really
keycaps off every
tires
once
on
in a
the
while
car.
and you clean them like a reasonable person.
I have never cleaned a keyboard in my life, sir.
And it's always the
Your
people.
IT department must love you.
And it's always the people who won't buy the $180 keyboard themselves who are trying to shame other people into buying the $180 keyboard.
Well, that's always the thing. It's just it's a status symbol for some people, and that's dumb.
Who aren't even part of that status, who don't
Yeah.
even have the status. It's like, why are you trying to convince me to buy something that you haven't bought?
I remember a few years ago, my friend, I was at a game store with a friend, and we were picking something up, and then like I'm a VR enthusiast, and like we're in line, and there are two kids behind us, and I think they're looking at like the PSVR or something. Like I said, this is a few years ago, and the one kid was like, "Oh, you know, I think the Quest or the Quest 2 had just come out or had been out for a little while." And like they were saying, "Oh yeah, and I'm thinking about trying to get a Quest or like asking for a Quest for Christmas or something." The other kid, like apparently says the first kid's like, "Oh well, I wanted to get the Index because I'm not poor." I'm like, those are two different headsets with two different kind of. So it's just because the one costs is more expensive. That's the okay. And there are people not in like elementary school that operate that way.
That is like that this kind of behavior is found across like all ages, all walks of people, and about all products. Because like for a while it was all over like the news, like kids getting bullied for like Fortnite skins and shit. Like, what is this?
I mean, kids
What are we
just gonna
doing
be,
here?
Kids are going to be kids, and kids are going to be shitty about everything. And that's just a thing that kids do. They're going to be shitty about anything they can be shitty about.
That's another thing that grinds my gears. Kids. Can we talk about it? Kids are mean people.
I mean, how weak are your gears? If you're throwing kids in your gears, those gears should not be giving.
Ha 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 ha. Look at that high-waisted man. He's got feminine hips.
I don't like it. Kids are mean. They say things. They have no empathy. It's mean. I see like a group of youths out in public. Like
The
I'm
youths?
talking like teenagers. Like I will like walk to the other side of the mall. I'll cross the street. Like
Mara going full get off my lawn mode. You want me to get you a Werther's original while we're at it? You want to sit down and watch
They're
your
mean.
stories?
Hooligans loitering. Can't take it.
They're using lingo. They're
You're
saying
using
words I don't
lingo.
understand.
They have different slang than me.
Now, honestly, I'll give them the slang. I actually really like the slang. I like a lot of the new like Gen Alpha slang. I'm down with it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens when you immerse yourself in it.
Riz is probably one of the greatest slang words I've seen in my lifetime.
Riz is really the only slang word that I can really get behind.
Riz is exceptional.
But
I kind of enjoy Skibbity.
I don't even know what that means.
So there was a song a few
I think
years
it's
ago.
good. I think Skibbity is good.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it
'Cause
is. Ohio is bad.
Because all
Have
I've
you ever
heard
been to
was
Ohio. I wouldn't recommend it.
Skibbity toilet, whatever that is.
Ohio is
Skibbity
Florida
toilet's
with
like
shitty weather.
Skibbity toilet is their Badger song. That's all Skibbity toilet is. Skibbity toilet is their Badger song.
Okay,
I'm pulling up Skibbity toilet right now.
I don't want to know.
It is literally, it's a minute long. I'm sure you've seen more brain rot than this.
I know I have.
I know you have too. But this is Skibbity. And then Skibbity just kind of took on its own like meaning. But like that dude in the toilet there, like that is Skibbity toilet.
And then there's
And he sings that song. That Skibbity bump 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 that song. I think it's from an artist from India.
I wasn't he Turkish?
Maybe he's Turkish. Yeah, maybe he's Turkish.
I forget. Or maybe I'm thinking.
I'm not 100% sure.
I'll watch it later, I guess. I don't.
It's super. The song itself is super catchy. It's very, very fun. And I would like to point out that the video that I just sent you, that is 1 minute and 6 seconds, that is the entire season of Skibbity Toilet. Like it's 6 videos and they're like 10 seconds long.
Why are you dragging us into the brain rot lore?
I love how pained he is by this.
What? I don't know
Who
if
hurt you?
what the Sigma is good or bad.
Questionable.
I mean, what the Sigma is a question.
But what does it mean?
What does
it's like, what the
any
hell?
childhood slang mean?
What
It's like the same as saying like, what the what?
What the Sigma?
Yeah, no, I actually think their slang is way better than our slang. Like, what do we have? Cool. What else? What else did we have?
Whack.
Whack. Ugh.
Although
Any early or mid 2000s slang?
I enjoy the word grody.
Yeah, Grody's good. I
Going
feel
full
like we had
90s on that
radical
one.
too.
I remember saying rad more than radical.
Rad. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We've gone full 1989.
Although we also had some of the we had just had the worst with like the early Elite Haxor.
Yes.
That was
Another one of the new slang words. Bussin'.
no, don't
Love
like
it.
that word. Hate that word.
Love it. It's bussin'. Beautiful.
It's too close to another word.
I can think of 2 words that it's close to, so I'm
That-
trying to figure out
That's some
which one you mean.
That's some bussin' bussy.
Is it either busting or bussy? Oh man. Oh. Oh man, I didn't know that the new slang gets you so much.
I'm
I
I'm
will-
getting to be an old man.
Gyat. Gyat is great. Gyat is an amazing word.
I know someone who has they have a little, I forget if it's like a gecko or what, but it's named yeah, Gyatzilla.
Mewing is amazing.
I don't know what that is.
Mewing is when you put your tongue on like you press your tongue against the top of your mouth to like improve your jawline, and you like, show off your jawline. You're just like mewing at the camera.
Nope, don't know what that is.
Is this like a cat girl thing?
No,
Are
it's
they
just
furries?
like no, you're just like showing like a nice like silhouette. And
Like a
then
burlesque
this came off
dancer.
Riz, the Rizzler, the Rizzler. Oh my God, are you serious? I love it.
You are
How
the
can
brain
you
rot
hate
here.
the Rizzler?
I've only heard it as used as a joke, making fun of people who use like newfangled slang. Because it's
No,
dumb.
like a smooth operator, like someone who's got a lot of charisma and everything. They're a Rizzler. It's amazing.
That's
so
awful. That sounds wet in my ears, and I hate it.
It sounds wet.
Are you one of the people who doesn't like the word moist?
No, I don't mind the word moist.
What's a word that just makes you feel like grody?
Seepage. Seepage
Seepage?
isn't great.
Yeah.
Seepage isn't great. Not a big fan of that one.
Like the way you feel, that's the way it sounds in my ears, is just gross. Just wet and moist and gross.
Oh. I like how Phantom Tax is literally relating to one single streamer.
What?
In Kaisenot's circle, one of his friends, his name is Phantom. And like they have a bit where like whenever Kai gets food, like Phantom bursts into his room and takes a bit of his food. And so that practice is known as the Phantom Tax.
Was that the guy who put out the like really terrible song the other month and then cried about it for 3 months because everyone was
No.
like, just dunking on it?
That was part of Logan Paul's
Yes.
KSI.
Oh, that's KSI.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. Right. PSI's brother.
Yes.
He's British, so it's kilograms per square inch.
Square? No, it'd be centimeter.
I know, but he's also not real bright.
But he got a giant forehead. He got a
Yeah,
lot
he's
of.
got 5 head and 6 head.
He got a lot of
Kaiser
Cyber's
Kaiser?
dream.
Got a lot.
Yeah, oh
of,
yeah.
Yeah, Kai's got a lot of forehead.
Got a lot of brain
Yeah.
up there. Not a lot going on.
If you've ever seen him without the bandana that he wears all the time, it basically just looks like someone grabbed all his hair and pulled real hard. And that's the hairline he was left with.
Yeah.
So
You,
that bandana is never covering hair.
And with that, Sigmas, you have wasted
Oh.
another perfectly good hour of your time listening to us.
And you have to question why.
Let us know. Oh, I'm sorry.
Asher's
I'm
having a stroke.
laughing too hard to close this out. Jeez. Hold on. Okay. Thanks for listening. Comment what grinds your gears down below while you're down there. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, hit the noti bell so you know when we post stuff. That way you'll be mogging on all the other listeners.
Okay. Asher actually left. I think Asher actually left twice. Your model
Okay.
had a stroke.
I have been your host, Mara.
I've been Asher.
I've been disappointed.
Stay fresh, Rizzlers.
Get out.